Alright. Okay. I'm back for a third stream. Let's see, 9, well, 10, 11, 12, 1. I barely got a little time. Won't be able to stream in the afternoon like I normally do, due to the fact that, one, I didn't spend hours trying to put something together, and two, uh, I have something to do later on this afternoon. No, no. It's really they really do not slow down on that. I'm gonna be right back because I'm gonna go grab something real quick to make sure everything is going all right, and I'll be right back. There we go. Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna flip that over real quick. There we go. All right. Sure, I can hear. Yep, volume's coming out all right. That's pretty good. Move this over here. Move this down here. Nothing in view. So that means everything's coming out pretty clear. Nice. All right. And move this down a bit. There we go. All right, and with that, we'll begin our stream. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Alright, there we go. And moving on from where we left off, here we go. Also, I didn't notice this before, but on the loading screen, if you have a controller, tilt it left or right, and you can move left or right with the avatar, or with the sprite. Which, if you're not aware of it, you'll notice it. If you don't, then you won't. Woo! Taking this time to kind of load there, but we'll get there. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so where we last left off, choices. Because there's actually a lot happening right now, we're going to go ahead and explore. I already did certifications, and just to go over, Claude is a Myrmidon, Lorenz is a monk, Lysithea is a monk, and Marianne, there we go. Jeez Louise, I almost forgot her name. Marianne is a monk. Pretty much the goal here is to get Claude to be a thief. Lorenz is definitely going to be something, but I want to test the theory out, and I can do I can do that with either of them, but it's going to be between Lysithea and Lorenz if it works, because Lorenz has a decent amount of magic. He can do some damage with his fire, and only that, he's actually pretty fast with it. Lysithea, on the other hand, is probably just going to be a big, like a glass cannon when it comes to magic. So we just got to make sure she's okay. But if it comes out to be that case as well, then we'll do just that. If it does happen to prove true, then that'll be great. If it does happen to be true, then that's great. And that's all I want to happen. Or that's what all I want to come to fruition. So we'll see what happens from there. Arnett, he's gonna be a fighter. Well, actually, does he have? What does he have? Oh, he's learning reason. Okay, I just want to see what that start's gonna be. Hilda is gonna be a soldier, and then Leonie is also gonna be a soldier. She's also going through the magic thing as well, so I won't be able to tell what's actually gonna happen with her, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get on with it for chapter 3. Also, reviewing my previous stream, my microphone got pulled away. And I didn't talk loud enough to realize it, so I'm going to have to go ahead and speak a little louder and move the mic a little closer. Anyway, for mission assistance, ask for help from a student outside your house, and that person will join your battles and mission until the end of this month. You can only ask one student for help each month, and that student will not earn any experience. Well, that means they are locked at whatever level they're at, and I don't know if that means... Oh, hey, Sophus. I don't know if that means that the level is going to be max at that point. I will figure that out.
You have spent quite some time in here, engaging in such idle chatter. Do you not know that we have not a moment left to waste? You must try harder from now on.
Sure. I don't know what idle chatter was, unless it's what I was just doing a second ago. Let's see, what do we got on the bulletin board today? Bolstering forces, lost and found, learning from the best, and words of wisdom. These are our quests for today. But the biggest thing is the lost and found. Lost and found isn't going to be proving or going to be doing very much, but it can bolster the students' appreciation towards you. But it's going to require you to do one thing, which is the same thing I kind of been doing in the past times I've been using the school. You're going to have to run the halls, or run around a lot. Unless you know where things are located at, you're going to have to do just this. Now, of course, you can also just ignore everybody and not talk to them, which that might be a lot better than simply talking to them until you actually have an idea what you're working with. So, we're not going to do that. We're not going to talk to everybody, that is. Even though everyone has something interesting to say, especially when you're doing Explorer for the first time, you're going to be running up time a lot, especially when it comes to the Lost and Found. So we're going to do that on our way through. But yeah, we're going to do the Lost and Found first, then we're going to do Words of Wisdom second, Bolster the Forces, or Words of Wisdom. Well, actually, Lost and Found, Words of Wisdom. Lost and Found, Words of Wisdom, and then Bolster the Forces, because along the way we'll get that picked up. We're not going to do this because you can't back out. So here we go. So let me move up a little closer, but avoid the wire. That's what caused the issue last time. Alright. So first things first, looking at the map, we're going to go ahead and head over here to the training location, training grounds. And over there, and over there, those two blue highlights. They used to have just fish and bugs and stuff, and maybe some books. Now we actually have items. And these items are going to be playing a huge role when it comes to certain things. For instance, this large wooden button no less, as it says, seems to have popped off a man's shirt. It probably belongs to someone with large physique. If you can catch its drift, you know exactly what it's talking about. But we can't do anything with that yet. And tattered overcoat. This goes to someone that Hole says probably belongs to someone that often finds themselves in fights. Pretty straightforward, right? I wouldn't doubt it. We're not going to talk to anybody because, again, I don't know what most of these go to. But this is what we're probably going to do a lot. until we figure out where everything goes right off the bat. Because I honestly don't for 100%. But we are gonna go to the first location in order to turn the stuff in, which is upstairs. Don't be afraid to look around, so that way you can catch other things. A wooden flask. We're gonna need that, but you would easily miss it if you're not paying attention. Oh, that's not blue, that's just a wall. Hello, nothing in here. Don't mind me. Anything at the end of the hall? Nope, okay.
Well...
Anything in here? No. Anything in here? No. Ooh. Sketch of the sigil. Someone that is interested in magic and crests. Pretty straightforward. Don't need to worry about who that particular person is. We're not going to deal with Manuela yet. We're going to do Manuela last. Again, we can't back out. And go to the library. Because the library is probably going to have something here. Usually it does. Usually it doesn't. It's a toss-up, really. And of this time there's none. And there's still no addition to the books. So there is no actual change I see so far. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and head over to our uncle, our grandpapa, Gerald. Nothing in the room by any chance though.
Castle Gaspar, eh? I've been there once before, many years ago. It was by request of the son of that family, Christoph, I think it was. I have a request.
Hey, it seems I've lost something. When you have a minute, can you help me look for it? Geralt has something. Search for the monastery and find it for him. You should try looking near the captain's quarters. That's that Geralt is occupying. And because we already picked it up.
Thanks for your help.
That was helpful. Feels good, doesn't it? If you come across any more lost items, be sure to find the owner right away. And with that, we got presents. We got armored stuffed bear, whetstone, and I forget what that one was. Pretty much, the gifting and lost and found mechanic has now been instated. Use the gift option to increase your support points with others by giving them things like they like. A gift will also increase the allies' motivation. You may sometimes find lost items around the monastery. Use the lost items option to return them to their owners. Increase their support points, as with gifts, and allies' motivation will also increase. So pretty much these are good if you want to like have an on-the-spot, real fast kind of build-up without having to, say, do seminars or it's a free motivational boost, as long as you have the item at least. For relationships, or something along those lines, I guess, you can go ahead and use these as well for the mechanic. So for instance, door's locked. There we go. Take a little bit. But yeah, this is the process that I meant before, where just run around. You'll come across it sooner or later, and no doubt you will be able to find what you're looking for. It just takes time.
What the?
Because of this whole reason alone.
Okay.
So formulate a plan or a strategy as to where to go. Ooh, fishing spots. A list of the places where fish are most likely to gather in the fishing pond. Someone put a lot of thought into this. Nice. And there's nothing really here. There's Claude. Oop, didn't check behind the door. Okay. But yes, this is one of the main things that you're going to want to do on Chapter 3. And it's just run around and just make sure that you can spot everything that is either here or not there. Here or not here, I mean. I think if you're playing the Black Eagles, what is it? Edelgard. Jeez Louise. Edelgard's glove would be right here, right next to Ferdinand. But because I don't have the Black Eagles, it's different, I presume. So now that's not there anymore. So we're going to go ahead and, again, do our rounds. So we're going to go ahead and head straight down and head straight up. Also, we have the second floor dormitories. What this means is now we can go into our students' rooms. There's not really anything there, but if you keep an eye out, you'll come across something. This is my room. Nothing really special. Hey, Sophus, you changed your location. Here we go. This is Dedu's room, or Dedu's room. Greenhouse crops. Detailed information about the different varieties of crops that have been successfully cultivated in the greenhouse. It's very informative. And that's just 3 points. Moving in here, there's nothing in. And this is pretty much what you also might want to check out and do every day as well, if you decide to come back. These don't usually take a lot of time, but they can take a lot of time. Just know how you're kind of working it in. Nothing here. Art of fishing. An exhaustive explanation of techniques and encourage fish to bite the bait when they go in for a nibble. Who knew there was this much to know about fishing? Whose room is this? Linhart. Alright, nothing in there. Nothing in here. Dorothea's. Bernadetta, don't need to talk to you right now. I don't have anything for you. Nothing in here in Annette's room. I'm sorry for the camera and all this stuff. And for the first test, an example to show you.
Hey, Professor, do you happen to have any food on you? I'm starving. No matter how much I eat before I train, I'm always so hungry after. My muscles must be going through a growth spurt.
Lost gifts. The wooden button. Large physique. This is the only person we have with a large physique. Give it to our friend Raphael.
Oh, hey! I can't believe I dropped this. Thanks for bringing it to me.
And just like that, motivation would increase. But his motivation is already pretty good. The only person I would say motivation would actually be required in this case would be Ignatz and Lycenthia. So we'll have to figure those out. Also, before I end the day, or not end the day, before I end this day, we're gonna check out the sports. So don't forget, don't worry, we'll go back into those. Anything in the greenhouse? Yes, there is. Mixed herb seeds, not bad. Check our stuff. Ooh. Permanently increases dexterity. Ooh, permanently increases dexterity by 1. Pomegranate that flourishes in harsh conditions. Ooh, not bad. We got weeds. I guess. I'm pretty sure those can be useful for something. We got 6 turnips. And with that, we'll go ahead and boost those up. And we'll cultivate... I guess we'll use prune. It's gonna take a lot out of it, but we should be fine with it. Going up to the second dormitory. Nothing really up here, to be honest, but it's just to show you that it's here. Actually, let me see if I can zoom the camera in. Oh my gosh. That may or may not work or help. Doesn't seem like it has much of an issue when it goes through walls, though. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Alright, nothing in these rooms. Again, this is just something you want to do just in case. only for the fact that there's a lot. Nothing in this room. Nothing in this room. Nothing in there. And nothing in here. Okay. And with that done, just teleport out. Don't even waste your time. Go to the fishing spot. And I can just go and zoom out. Put a loach. Put a shining stone. Nothing over here to grab.
Maybe.
Can't go over here. That's fine. Okay.
What? I desired fresh air.
That's not like you. Wind feels nice.
True.
And that's it.
I have a favor to ask.
There is solitude on the battlefield, but there are limits to what you can achieve alone. To be stronger, more efficient, visit the Battalion Guild. Bringing some reinforcements along might give you an advantage in battle. Try talking to the Battalion Guild Master. And yeah, that makes sense. We get food for it though, and that's always nice. Ooh, speaking of that's always nice, we got a little highlight over here. Oh, we got an insect larvae. We actually need more of those, to be honest. Nothing up here, right? Yeah. All right, we'll go through there soon. Don't you worry. All right, down at the marketplace we are. There's Hilda.
Right.
Ah, here we go. Almond blend. Nice, nice, nice. And nothing over here, right? Yeah,
No.
nothing over here. Okay. Here's a battalion.
What do you require?
And we're done. You went to the Battalion Guild. Track how your battalion and those of others are faring. Although solitude is true battle.
Hi there.
Okay, man. All right.
At the Battalion Guild, you can meet battalions that aren't affiliated with the Church of Seros. We're allowed to hire those folks too, so be sure to visit the guild later to check it out. Naturally, battalions will lose endurance as they fight. You can replenish battalion endurance by visiting the Battalion Guild in the market.
A battalion whose endurance is reduced to 0 will withdraw, providing no benefits until they are replenished at the Battalion Guild. And yes, actually, not that. Inventory. I actually didn't take this crap. We don't need this right now. Speaking of which, did anyone grab anything extra? No? Okay, we'll work on that when we get there.
What do you
Go
require?
ahead and just replenish for now. You can replenish all of them by pushing plus, or you can just select a particular one to replenish. For instance, I don't want to replenish Geralt's because we don't need to. So we'll just replenish Hilda's. And that's how it would normally work. But I like to replenish everybody, even though it's just an extra 3 gil. 3 gil? 3 gold? Whatever. Whatever the currency amount is in this universe, I don't know. I know it's just coins or something like that, or whatever the representation is. You're the only person I'll listen to.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Have you talked with Catherine yet? If the knights are the cream of the crop, she's the cream of the cream. Oh, and that relic of hers. I hear it's nothing short of amazing.
Alright, we're done. I really like him. I like the voice actor that did him. He's really, really good. Ooh, I missed it! How did I miss that?
Professor.
Oh, seeds. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna go around to the new location that just opened up. Hello, cats. That's a lot of cats. Knight's Hall and Stable. The horse's ears are a little weird to me, but I'm not gonna fuss about that. So far, so good. Nothing new here. Nothing really to grab here either. Anything in here in particular? Nope. Nothing? Alright, I'm out. Hey, Owl. I would say to check here if you can, but you can't really go in between. Like, I don't think you can go in between, can you? No, you can't. So it's just design. Can't really do anything with that. Hey, Lawrence. Can't do anything with that either. And there's nothing here. And we already did both the front and back in that case. So all this stuff now is to go right down the middle. Ah, here it is. Hello there, bow sheath. Oh, well, yeah, I guess the... Alright, so the main characters... Oh, hello. Best pest practices. A list of different pests that target plants during cultivation, complete with methods of eradication for each. You wouldn't want to be a bug in this greenhouse, that's for sure. Nice.
Okay.
So that's for Claude. Like I said, Edelgard's was actually in her class, but this one was actually here, which is interesting.
Sick.
Also, I believe this is our first time in this location. Nope, count me wrong. We've already been in here then. Nothing in particular to call out. Yeah, nothing in particular. Okay, so we're going to the cafeteria. And because we're already here, let me go ahead and grab this. School Sorcery Book. A textbook from the Kingdom School of Sorcery. It probably belongs to someone who went to that school.
I'm sorry, but I must vent to someone, Professor. You're familiar with Manuela's slovenly behavior, yes? That woman. She borrowed a book last week and returned it with stains of unknown origin on the cover and several pages either folded or torn. Just now, she dropped a sandwich on the floor, picked it up, and kept eating. When she saw my shock, she said simply, 3-second rule. Ugh.
I can't get enough of that one response. I can't get enough of it. It's good. It's so good. I love it. Also, here's your sigil.
I can't believe I left this behind. Oh, thank you so much for retrieving it.
No problem. Alright, and we're done with you. Nothing really else to report here. All this stuff now is to go through the middle. Hand-drawn map. I know whose that is. Because I did this twice, and I actually had a hard time trying to figure out whose that is. Angelic tea. Nope, not that. Anything in here to catch my eyes? No, we just got plants.
Oh.
And cats. Plants and cats. Anything in here? No? Yes. Oh, a blowfly. Favorable bait that is optimal for hooking extremely rare fish. I probably should actually read some of these baits. Then again, the rarity on it is actually pretty good. Alright, and that should be about it for the middle section. So next up, we'll go ahead and talk to Mercedes.
Right. I've heard whispers about Lord Lonato. They say he's a very kind and gentle lord. Why would such a kind man suddenly raise an army? Oh, Professor, you were working late last night, weren't you? You shouldn't overdo it. A ghost might rise up from the well to get you if you stay up too late. Or...
Sorry, skipped it. View quests?
I have a favor to ask of you.
Those who struggle with private concerns will sometimes visit the cathedral for guidance. If you have the time, why not offer your keen insight, Professor? And for it, we also get a steel bow and 5 pond snails. Ooh. And lost item.
Did you find...
Okay. So it's in that. Who's literally like right there.
To be honest, I felt a bit lost here at the monastery. At a loss for what to do. Thankfully, a sweet young girl reached out and offered her help. I believe she's Sedith's little sister.
Alright, here you go.
Oh, that! I thought it was gone for good.
Sorry. Alright. Oh, and Claude, because we're going to be going that way anyway. Well, we're not really going to go that way anyway. If anything, we're probably going to hold on to this stuff. Who's over here? Yeah, there.
First that bandit business, and now a noble rebellion? Are we ever gonna do anything but find and subdue people? Well, if we're just going to tie up loose ends, at least it'll be pretty safe. I don't mind stretching my legs for this one. And if Catherine's going too, there's a good chance we'll get a look at her relic in action.
I don't want to see that relic in action. Here we go, leather bow sheath.
You found it, Teach. I've been looking everywhere. Whew, thanks a million.
Again, your motivation's fine, but we don't really need that. Not yet.
That's
Actually, now that I think about it, I should probably hold on to these. If I already know who they go to, especially, yeah, I'm not gonna give you her. I'm not gonna give you yours yet. You can hold on to that.
Here's the story.
Right. Skates are a little iffy. There we go. Again, just search around, see if there's anything blue. If there is, then there you go. If it isn't, then, you know, there you know.
Yeah.
Ah, here we go. Shining stone. Nothing over there. There has yet to really be anything over there since I checked last time a couple of times. Anything in this church? Over here in the corner? Nah. Anything down this way? Oh, nothing to do with that. See here. That was a little cheap. Anything in the rafters? Nope, nothing here. Okay.
Professor.
See Ash over there. Check outside real quick.
Maybe.
Anything at the benches? Anything at the walls? No.
Ugh.
Nothing here.
Hello.
Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish up this quest over here. Which actually isn't really a time waster. It actually is pretty good to build a little bit more understanding of certain characters, as well as getting a little bit more on their side to build a support. Let's see. Each month, people will approach the counselor, there we go, with their concerns. Select responses that satisfy them, and your support points will increase. You do have 30 seconds to choose an option. If you feel rushed, don't be too afraid. But you do have a time limit, so you know, give it your best, but don't worry too much. Oh, fudge! Speaking of which, I usually enjoy sweets, but the traditional cakes from Embar are a bit much more of my taste. How could those have possibly become a traditional dessert? Stuff reminds you so much of the old days. Well, I tried.
Thank you so much for your
I
help.
tried. Resolving other people's problems is difficult. You may be able to figure out what they're seeking if you become close enough to spend time with. I cannot read fast. I got still bow. And let me go to the inventory. Store the bow. Okay. Would you like to read a note from the advice box? Yes. I want to make someone change his boorish behavior, but he doesn't seem to care no matter how much I urge him to reconsider his actions. I'm at wit's end. Teach him a lesson with your fists. It's possibly time for your professor to step in. There's probably nothing you can do about it. There we go. This note seems to be from Ingrid. Ingrid is satisfied with your response. These are a little tough, I'll be honest. There's no more notes. Okay, so that's the maximum. So now we are done with that, and I couldn't find anything else to pick up. Although I feel like there's more. There's a little bit more to probably grab, but I didn't come across any more to grab. So with that, we're going to go ahead and do our last bit of free time. And then we're going to go ahead and talk to Manuela. Could have just kind of teleported over there, but yeah.
Maybe.
I don't mind actually running down there. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fish. We have 6 pond snails and 2 of those. All-purpose bait that often attracts everyday fish. Alright. No. No. Why not? Nice. Got him. Ooh. Speaking of which, let me check. Oh, some uncommon fish are out here today. Yeah, let me check the calendar real quick. Let's see. Something changed in the fishing ponds, and there are now many fish with a golden glow. This could be your chance to get rich quick. Possibly. Choir Festival effects enhanced by uplifting nature. By the uplifting nature event. Choir Festival that is held once every few moons. Okay, so the effects are just enhanced if I decide to do them. And let's see here. Spend a time. This land is rich with magic. As a result, the plants here thrive. This miracle is a blessing. The land. Okay. So we'll see what happens from there. Let's see. Sawtooth effects enhanced for those who love sweets. So that might not be good. I'll see what I can work with that. But other than that, we're going to continue fishing. We got pond snails. Nah. Nah. Alright, fine. Uh-oh. Got it. Yeah! Oh, nice. One more. Oh, not one more. We're gonna go down to 1. Nah. Nope. Sure. There we go. Pond snail. Nope. Sure. Got it. And there we go. Oh, it's one of those things again. Oh. Easy. Ooh. And last one. Nope. Yes. Uh-oh. There we go. Yep. Ooh, Queen Loach. Now, live small fish bait that attracts extremely rare fish. Tempting. You know, actually, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Nah. No, thank you. Fine. What'd I get? White trout. Oh, it's not super rare, but I tried it. And with that, we're going to go ahead and head over to Manuela. Well, actually first, what do I have in the... Okay. Hand-drawn map and a tattered coat. Alright. I know where the tattered coat goes to. Yeah, he's in here. Where are you at? There.
Ah, today's meal was delicious. Linhart keeps bothering me about eating too fast. Says I'm gonna choke or something. Absolutely! I knew you'd see things my way. Yeah, that's definitely mine. You really saved me with this. I owe you one, Professor.
And that's it. We are going to go ahead and talk to Manuela because she is the last person to have a quest for us. And we actually do need her quest. Because without it, we actually don't... We, as the teacher, don't learn anything. Pretty much, we have to talk to the instructors in order to learn anything or to get anything at all. Seminars are good, but they're practically pointless if we can't actually learn
someone
ourselves.
in the kingdom raising an army. The kingdom, the empire, the alliance. They do love a good war, don't they? Spilling the blood of young men and women. And for what? Just to enjoy the horror of it? Would you be so kind as to do me a favor?
Note that accepting this quest will expend activity. That's what we're doing. Now, I don't have anything in particular to learn, but I'm gonna go ahead and just choose... Well, you actually... No, never mind. It's about the same, really. 20, 20, 20. I learned 30, but I'm not gonna get very far with it. So we're just gonna go here. What?
I still have much to learn.
I wasn't supposed to get to E+ with that, but whatever.
I simply must thank
I'll take
you,
it.
Professor.
Anyway, that's fine. With that, we're gonna go ahead and just do what we normally do now. With that, I'm actually gonna go to the choir. Because even though I can go to the cafeteria to kind of get something done there, I actually want to see what the benefit is for this. Yeah. Let's see what happens if I do this.
Singing with others is a nice change of pace. Usually I do it when I'm alone.
Music speaks to the heart. It's more powerful than any weapon.
Ooh, that was a lot, actually. Not for me, but that was a lot regardless. Now, the question is, did that do anything at all? Nope, it just increased that. But it does raise faith by quite a bit if you're actually intuitive about it. So with that in mind, we're gonna actually just head to cafeteria. We're just gonna head straight to the cafeteria. I could spend an extra time, like, actually learning again. Day special. Scythia. And you would only get 50, so you're not exactly gonna be in the working order. But you should be fine. Yeah. Unless there was something that you both could like. Oh, wait. There we go.
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away.
This food is a revelation. I can't help but smile when I eat it.
Is it 175? Oh, it's a flat out 100! Nice! And with that, we are done. Again, don't worry about this situation. Well, actually, now that we're kind of done with the day... Oh. Oh! Well, I guess that makes sense. I'll be talking with them later down the road. First things first, we're going to go ahead and do our supports. Because the day is kind of over, and we're going to go ahead and see what we got. So we're going to start off with Lorenz. And, ooh, there's a lot of people. Oh boy. This might take some time, but here we go.
Ignatz, let us take a short break. I will pour tea. Please choose a teapot for us to use.
You want me to pick one?
I don't see any other Ignatz around here, do you? Go on now, we're wasting time. The pots are over here. I will leave the selection to your judgment.
Ah, let's see. How about this?
That's rather plain. Why did you choose that one?
The tea you chose has a very subtle taste, as well as a smooth, light texture. Such an unassuming tea calls for an unassuming pot, and one that complements the tea's color. In addition, the pot I selected has a floral design. Although we can't go for a walk today, we can still bask a little in nature's beauty.
Very interesting. You know, you have an absolutely marvelous aesthetic eye. Precisely what I would expect from the son of a merchant house that has enjoyed the Gloucester's patronage for so many years. After we graduate, when you begin your trade in earnest, I will introduce you to my father.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. But I'm afraid I'm already on the path to becoming a knight.
Ah, right, you are a second son. Still, your eye for beauty is a talent that should not go to waste. Very well. If you are to be a knight, then I shall happily take you into my service.
Ah, well...
What? Does that displease you?
Not at all. I just need a little time to think it over.
His eye for the arts is unwavering, but in all other matters he is woefully indecisive.
Lawrence has some really interesting conversations with people. Like, this one was actually pretty heartful. Not heartful. What's the term for it? Hopeful? It's not hopeful. I'll figure it out later. It was heartwarming regardless. It was nice. I liked it. Now we're moving on to Lawrence's next interaction. Plus 3 hit, plus 3 avoid, plus 5 hit, plus 5. Okay, cool.
Hello, Marianne. You're well, I hope?
I am, Lawrence. Thank you.
I cannot help but notice you do not look it.
Is that so? I feel fine.
Okay.
Was there something you needed?
How unseemly of me. My apologies. It is not my intention to stare.
Does something about me seem off?
Oh, not at all. I was just remembering your father, or rather, comparing my experience of him to you. Your father, Margrave Edmund. He is one of the shrewdest nobles in all the Alliance, with a noted gift for pointed speech. On and beyond the battlefield, his words have the power to move friend and foe alike. My own father has said he would not want to make an enemy of him. Naturally, I am of the same mind. Your father is blessed with gifts of confidence and eloquence, yet compared to him, you seem always reticent and downcast. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause you discomfort. It's just that the contrast between you and your father is striking.
I have very little in common with my adoptive father.
Adoptive father?
But he sent you to Garrick Mach. Clearly, he sees potential in you. I think I see it too. Yes, a certain charm, gravitas, if you will. Just like him. Oh.
I can't say that I know too much about him. I should be going now.
Yes, of course. Please, take care. Oh, such grace, such serenity. How could such a beauty be hiding in plain sight? With a little polish, she would shine magnificently.
Look. Da, 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 da. Okay. Alright, Lorenz, last one with Leonie.
Hey, Lawrence, got a minute?
Certainly. I trust you're well?
Doing great. I found a load of old weapons, just got done hauling them out of storage.
Old weapons, you say? If there are any interesting swords in there, I would love to see them.
They might only be good for training, but with a little care, who knows? Here, have some oil.
And why exactly are you giving this to me?
Like I said, they need a little care. With a bit of maintenance, some of these will really shine.
Yes, I heard you. So why did you give me the oil?
It's for polishing, Lawrence. Don't tell me you've never polished a weapon before.
But that is hardly a task befitting someone of my station. If you had an exquisite blade, something of real historical significance to complement my noble heritage, that would be another matter.
In that case, appraise while you polish, you're bound to find something good working through these.
This seems as fine an occasion as any to air my grievances. I am a highborn noble. As such, it is my sworn duty to protect the common folk. I have no time for trivialities. What's more, you seem to be under the misapprehension that you can order me about. Please think carefully about how you speak to me.
I'm not ordering you around, and I'm not talking to you as a noble either. I'm asking you to help me with this, as a friend.
I am your friend, but I am also a noble. Those two qualities are not mutually exclusive.
Oh, good. Let's get to it then, buddy.
A little bit of confrontation there.
Good morning, Lysithea. Out for a stroll, are we? It's lovely weather for it. I might go wander outside myself. I'm sure I can see some beautiful sights.
Ignatz, hold still, will you?
Sure.
Your shoes are untied. It looks sloppy. Let me just fix it for you.
Oh, thank you for letting me know. But really, I'm perfectly capable of tying them myself.
Clearly that's not the case. Otherwise, this wouldn't be an issue. Now, hush. There we go.
Thanks.
You've also got awful bedhead.
What? But I examined myself in the mirror before leaving my quarters.
It's the back of your head. Quite unkempt. You really should get it together. I mean, really. You're born to a noble adjacent merchant family, aren't you? You really should be more presentable.
Sorry, Lysithea. You're always so perfectly put together. In fact, I'd say you're perfect in all respects. I don't think I've seen you fail at anything.
Well, she doesn't fail, but she got a couple of bad levels the last map, despite him mostly being magic. So it was only 2 per level, but it was +2 magic per level, or at least +2 magic in total, so that's not bad.
Well, consider that if I make even the slightest misstep, everyone will treat me like a child. There's nothing I hate more than that.
I see. Well, I think you're very mature. If anything, you may be overdoing it somewhat. I mean, people treat me like a child sometimes, but I like it, because it reminds me that other people care about me. You know? No matter how much we stretch, some things are always beyond us. I think it's fine to be vulnerable and ask for help sometimes.
Ignatz, are you really lecturing me about how I conduct myself right now? You're a sheepish, unreliable scatterbrain who can only ever think about what others think of him. Perhaps you should worry about your own maturity before you start questioning mine. Although you certainly look the part of a baby, so maybe that's asking too much. Anyway, I've got things to do, so I'm gonna go now.
Lysithea, wait.
Out of my way! You're such a child, I swear.
That was uncalled for. After all, I am older than she is.
Okay. A little bit of confrontation there. But okay. And I believe that's it. So yeah, it's just gonna be me and Ignatz, and me and Lysithea. Oh boy, I have no idea what's gonna happen there. Yes. Okay. Check the goals again. I have to figure out what I'm doing. Let's see here. You're gonna be a thief, so you're gonna be training in. Well, your bows are good, so you're gonna be learning swords as well. Your goals are already in bows and swords. You are learning magic and leadership. You will eventually start using spears again, so that ain't too much of an issue. So I'll teach you on that. Raphael is gonna be on axes. I don't really have to force him on that really at all. And I also realized something before I took note of it. Skill growth progress is times 100. Well, I guess it would be 150%, but it's really 1.5. So it just adds 1.5 to the total amount he's already gonna get anyway. So that just makes him a little better at it. And also that's good information to take into account as well. You almost got to D, which is gonna be really nice. Once this hits C, I'm gonna go ahead and stop you there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put you on focus for magic at that point. Just a little. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that for most of everybody. That's gonna be like at certain points, except your magic. Your magic is gonna. So okay, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out along the way. Anyway, who to teach? Your goals, magic, leadership, but also bows. Your magic and just straight up magic. You are going to be using an axe, and you don't really use axes, so I'm gonna have to focus on that one for you. But let's get that magic up there. We gotta get that there. We gotta get it up. You're gonna be learning magic as well, because you're right there, but you're also gonna be learning spears. You're gonna be learning magic as well, just for my curiosity. Group task. Writing, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and do that too. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and get you up there. You gotta get your axes up.
Maybe I've grown. That was nice.
We're gonna stop there. Let's see here. Nice.
I'll keep trying my best.
There we go.
I'll keep trying my best.
There we go.
I've really grown.
Ah, there it is. There's that star. Got about 2 more. Already helped you out. Let's see. You're almost there. You can be a heavy armored unit. You're bad at leadership. Let's go ahead and boost up your writing, because you're already going to be learning magic anyway. And Spears. Spears is almost done too. Ooh.
This was hardly a challenge for me. It was only a trifle.
Only a trifle.
I've come to understand a great deal. I've come to understand a great deal.
And that should be good. And last one. Who? Claude's fine. Personally, I think Claude's okay. He doesn't really need any help. He doesn't even need magic, but I think he just got it from the seminar. Someone here can get something special. Or was it something special? I forget. What's yours, Lysithia? Oh, you can learn swords. Okay. So, Raphael doesn't learn anything, but I'm not going to focus on that too much. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and push you towards D+, and I'll go from there.
I've got to keep working hard.
Ooh, Nosferatu. And Faith +2.
Aha! I'm getting it!
Good. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and end that there, and we're done. We're gonna go ahead and move on to begin the lecture. Ooh.
Professor, may I ask you something?
There's so much to do and never enough time which to do it. Sleep is a nuisance, but my body forces me down even though my mind doesn't want to. Do you have any tips for shaking the tired feeling away? Try singing loudly. No. Hot tea. No. Sleeping when you're tired is best for you. There's so much to do, but hot tea is always nice when you're feeling sleepy. No. I feel like this can be an issue. I don't really know which one's a good option, because all of them pertain to sleep. Only one of these is 25 and another one's 50. Another one does nothing for you. I feel like sleeping is best when tired for you. Sleep is a nuisance, but my body forces me to slow down, even though my mind doesn't want to. Do you have any tips on shaking the tired feeling away? One of these is just completely accepting that going to sleep when you're tired is what you do. I don't know what option's good. I want to say try singing loudly when you get tired, but I feel like that's probably the worst option. It's a kid choice. I think that's more what it is. It's like all of these are somewhat mature. Drinking hot tea is a good choice, but hot tea is gonna make you sleepy. Sleeping when you're tired is just, if you're tired, just go to bed. Just go to bed. And try singing loudly when you get tired. It's just act like a child, which I don't know. Like, it's the only one that sounds like an actual thing that you would do. But it's honestly distracting. Jeez, I don't know. I don't want to do the hot tea, but that might be like the nearest thing to say.
I am not sure about that.
Yeah. I figured. Alright, here's Ignatz.
Okay, I've decided on the composition. That's right, the composition for my next Wait, Professor? How long have you been standing there? You haven't been watching me, have you? No, I misspoke. Did I say painting? I meant to say, well, I've thought for a while that it might be nice to paint the scenery here. The contours of that tree, set against the stark shapes of the faraway peaks. Of course, I only paint after I've finished my chores. I'd never put my art before my responsibilities. My studies are paramount. I shall always uphold my duties as a student of the Officers' Academy. Whereas art is a hobby of mine, you might say. Everyone has hobbies, right? I'm sure you have one.
No, none. Nothing comes to mind.
Oh, well, perhaps it's different for you, Professor. But it's perfectly normal for people to have hobbies. Reading, for instance, or fishing, or taking midday naps. For me, it's making art. Hobbies are healthy. They're a good way of relieving stress. You might consider taking up a hobby, Professor. Anything to clear your mind. Think about it. It's much easier to focus if you're feeling refreshed. There isn't a rule against hobbies, is there? If you tell me to stop, I'll stop. I shall never again put brush to canvas.
That's not what I'm saying.
Really? It's okay for me to paint? Well, I mean, if you're sure. But really, it's nothing more than a little diversion, a frivolous pastime. I think I ought to go back to my quarters now, if it's all the same to you.
That was nice. Yeah. I didn't even go to the next day. Well, I did get to the next day.
Honestly, what do they all take me for? I'm fine. Perfectly and completely fine. It's hardly different from daytime. I'm... Ghost! Hang on. Professor? Is that you? Oh, well... Good evening! Oh, I left something in the dining hall, so I'm on my way to fetch it. But you don't need to come with me or anything like that. I'm fine on my own. Really. You weren't? Oh, apologies for making an assumption. The truth is, everyone I come across asks if I'd like some company. They all seem to think I'll be scared wandering alone at night. So rude and presumptuous, you know? I'm perfectly capable of being on my own. Hey, Professor, wait! Well, I thought it might be nice to walk and talk together to the dining hall. Shall we? To be abundantly clear, this has nothing to do with my non-existent fear of ghosts.
Actually, I'm a bit busy. Actually, I'm a bit busy.
Oh, are you on patrol? You should probably patrol on over to the dining hall then.
You should probably patrol on over to the dining hall then, you know, with me.
Wonderful. After all, there's lots of very important food stored there. Do you mind, filling the void with some chatter? Some find silence to be a bit unsettling after all. Okay, I confess, I am scared of ghosts. The monastery is unnerving to me at night. So, can we talk about something, please? Anything. I've noticed for quite some time now, you treat all your students equally, don't you? You've never treated me differently simply because I'm younger than the others. And I've always appreciated that.
You're younger?
Isn't it rather obvious? I'm roughly 2 to 3 years younger than the rest of the class. Have you just not been paying close enough attention to those you teach? That's poor form for a professor. Oh, there! I found what I was looking for. Well, I'd better be on my way now. Good night!
Oh, who's this? Oh, hey, it's yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, sure, why not, Lawrence?
Professor, I understand that you were looking to speak with me. Perhaps you would like some insight on how to write your next lecture? While I do have a great many ideas, it would be inappropriate to... Oh, am I mistaken? If that's the case, then what can I do for you?
It's about the female students.
The ladies have complained? To you? About me? Preposterous. There must be some mistake. I am the heir of the noble House Gloucester. It is bred in me to treat all people with respect. Rest assured, you will not find anyone more upstanding than yours truly. Perhaps the issue is that the splendor of my noble presence is driving the ladies to distraction. If that is the crime, I do confess. I hope I've not troubled the ladies' hearts unduly.
It's... how should I say this, Lawrence? It's your advances they seem to find troubling.
Outrageous! That's absurd! Who would dare to allege such slander?
A number of female students, actually.
Of all the... Well, I suppose I have offered several of them the honor of dining with me. It is impossible to tell if even the most well-bred young lady is a suitable companion for me, merely by the sight of her. So, in order for us to get to know each other properly, it is appropriate that we dine together. Thus far, they have all declined, oddly enough. For some reason, they seem to be exercising some form of restraint when speaking with me.
Lawrence, I know it's only a seat support with Raphael, but are you actually using Raphael's tactic? By the heavens! You dare? You said you wouldn't do such. You didn't understand it. Speak what you preach, man.
I would never insist, of course. But I will admit I have, on occasion, after a day's pause, issued repeat invitations, in the fashion and style of a gentleman.
That is the main problem, Lorenz.
What? Ridiculous! Dinner invitations from me a problem? The very idea. I am a perfect gentleman, the son of a noble line. I've a wit like a rapier, and it takes but a glance to see that I'm gorgeous. No, I cannot believe such a thing. Are you sure this isn't the result of some sort of scheme? It cannot be otherwise. Someone has clearly devised a conspiracy against me. Someone who envies my position, who seeks to soil my sterling reputation with foul rumors. How crude. Please, Professor, it is beneath you to fall victim to such petty and obscene tactics. I implore you to take greater care in the future. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a great deal of work to do. Farewell.
He didn't learn anything. He didn't even bother to listen. Well, that's a bit of voice acting right there. I'm not a voice actor, but there you go. And we're done with the week.
I'm to work with Leonie?
What's wrong? Can't stomach being paired up with a commoner?
Not at all, but I am concerned about what you will make me do.
Our results would have been better if you'd done a little more, Lawrence.
It was a concession to do as much as I did. This type of work is utterly beneath someone of my station.
Good. And we got some cash. Got 3 soothing stones and a support increase.
I think I get it now.
Nice.
I think I've got the hang of it.
Blizzard? Oh.
I think it's coming along.
Oh, you also have Blizzard too.
Oh yeah, getting the hang of it.
Thunder.
I will master this.
And fire. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, and with that, we can actually do everything that we need to do. First thing first, I'm gonna go ahead and stretch a bit. I'm gonna be right back, as I usually do every time, and so often. But I'll honestly actually be right back. I just gotta turn off some stuff and put up a dish. And just like that, I am back. Still gotta watch out for the wire. Time check. 10:57. All right. Still got decent time. All right, and to battle we go. We gotta get that XP and stuff. Ooh. Okay. This could be good. This could also be bad. For the most part, when starting this, you want to go ahead and do the first one. Because, if I'm correct, I'm going to back out real quick. Everyone's not exactly ready for 5, 5, 3, 4, 4. Actually, we got a couple of people that was able to actually do level 6s. Doesn't mean that they're going to be ready for it, but actually that might be a good choice. Because then everyone would at least be able to get something out of it, as opposed to everyone being like level 4. Alright. I'm gonna save. If it doesn't work out, if I lose this one, because if I or Claude dies, which I can die, Claude cannot. I'll go to 4. So we're doing 6.